Hello, and welcome to a walkthrough of my map, Herat. In this video, I'll be just going through all my decisions and what my current blockout will look like and what I plan to do in the future based on playtest results and your guys' feedback. As you can see, it's still in the early stages, missing most textures. Wall heights are just there to, keep people from jumping out of the map. Basic textures have been put in to keep people a little bit sane. But yeah, let's get to it. First thing you see here is CT spawn. CT spawn has three ways to go from at the beginning. You can either head over to B site through there, you can head to mid, which will also lead through mid doors, or you can take a route all the way to long B. And also there is A site to your right. I have not labeled the signs yet, but those will be coming shortly. Welcome to A site. This site I take very much pride in being able to implement multiple different sort of defensive, strategies for the CTs to hold from, including but not limited to my favorite, which is a crossfire between that corner over there and this corner over here, with the concrete head peak and the temporary hold ladder over here with its marble filler prop as well as the ladder. But you can get up here, alright? That's been fixed. So, essentially, it's just a hold here, double play. You've got your wall defending him. You've got a ladder, good for initial hold on the rushes. You got your head peak. You can just try and util them off, smoke them off, etc. You could play from sight, which is totally defensible. Just use your util, move back across sight, over, just playing it very, how you'd say, conservatively. Or you could play it, like, really just safe, like, put a guy back here just for information, though giving up sight gives away a lot of positions for T's to hold from, like, under window here, around this corner here, which has to be cleared out, on the staircase, boxes, multiple places on site, here, back there, there. They could be playing at any different angle, and retakes are supposed to be a lot harder on this site than from the other, because this one, you've just got so many limited options to retake. You've got the doorways here, which I will say are actually only pennable with a revolver and AK, which I have purposefully done in order to try and, ward those who are still using the AK and revolver, since the AK has, of course, gotten a little bit less useful. But anyways, that's the same case at the mid doors. And here we've got the short connector to mid. You've got a little bit of ladder. You got some ladders, some bricks in this room, pillars. Then you've got A connector. Really fun connector here. You can play it from multiple angles. You can play it from a soft spot, watching mid instead of having a guy playing up there. Though this spot is easily flashed off from box over here. Can use util in multiple fashions. And yeah, we've got spiral here. He's got a nice spiraling staircase coming up into a main, which you get the two different options to go into there or into here. The timing allows it for a fight to happen right in this lane. CT could be there, could be in this corner. You got to make sure you're checking your corners. You can't just like run out into the open, like just hoping for the best. So you've actually got to put a little thought into it. So what can happen is T's could go for just a full rush. This guy standing there is probably their biggest concern. Flash, whip around the corner above him, flash him off, push, clear that corner, move along the side, try and clear him out and take care of this guy in this corner, which, again, these two spots, there and there, I think will be the most commonly played based on how I set up the site. It's also common, like, from what I've seen in scrimmages and games that I've played in, to have players playing sneaky, just crouching there, maybe with like a knife or a revo or snips. It's never too hard to find a spot that you can just crouch in. Even just crouching behind concrete over here can give you the ability to cause some late round trouble if someone decides not to clear that important spot. Anyways, I've also got to finish up with the CT side of A site, which I put a lot more thought into since I first started. I widened this hallway quite a bit in order to allow for more movement freedom so that they can't get so easily funneled with nades and counter util. Fixed a hole in a roof, which, you know, it was there, but yeah, now there's a block there. That's cool. We've got the staircase, we got the block here. Both not pennable. Can be a head peak fight against concrete on the entryway. So there would, honestly, on a retake, I would expect this fight right here to happen almost every time. Unless CTs have rotated too fast in order to stop the play. This is B site. B site features a multitude of different spots to be played from both on the retake and initial hold. CT and Ts both have options, and that is the goal that I'm looking for. First prop that we have is a water cooler down here. Allows some sort of retake position for Ts to sort of hold from to ensure that they can't just get dropped on so easily. They can crouch down here, look up, try and play some defensive. They can, of course, get easily fought off there, but they should be protected from their allies there, or at long ramp over there. On site, you've got wastebasket over here in the corner, dumpster, whatever you want to call it. Can be played off the initial. Probably going to move this over to the right in order to kind of limit the sight line to long with a head cover. Probably going to also shrink this down a little bit, but I'm trying to give a more defensible hold for the actual site, although it can be easily fragged out, flashed out, whatever you want. Just the use of util is what I want to try and emphasize so people can't hard push onto sites. We got the generator, of course, the plants, which is just a holder. You've got the pipes, also holders, and you've got the triple stack over here, which is also a holder. And this is this can also be a retake or initial hold. CTs can hold from here, wait for the Ts to come around the corner. If Ts have taken through mid, they can hold from here to watch that. And Ts can also hold from here. Basically, just kind of stand here, get some partial cover, crouch down, maybe get some more cover out of it. It's just all about how you play it. Moving on to B long, you've got the underpass connector, you've got the long door coming out here. The meeting point currently is right here at this exact spot. CTs and Ts will engage, CT being here, T being there. Useful for CTs to be able to flash once around the corner, push out over here, hold this position. If they get overwhelmed, flash off, pull back, drop into the underpass. So that's an initial defensive position that can be played, though it does cost the CT some util. Again, this is a spot over here with the cinder blocks where these guys can take the fight with Heaven if they so choose. Heaven cannot see until you're right here. This is the corner. This is the lineup that Heaven can see. And, yeah, then there's this connector from mid, which can also actually be played from this angle. Can be played from this angle here. This one has a little bit more cover and ability to hide a bit, but you can clear it from that angle right there. If you see this, you can see that person right there. You can see the corner of their body. So it's a good way to clear, be cautious, just play it right, you know? And you got some hazard here. And you got mid right there. And that is pretty much all that there is to see on B site. Mid here, the timing allows it for a consistent 6.5 seconds for each side to reach the corner here and the cross there. So Ts would be able to spot the closest T, which would be the position, I believe, right at this spot, would allow for a 6.5 second run to the corner right here, in which he'll spot the crossing CT in the closest position. So if CTs want to get a little bit of a boost to get faster onto A site instead of going through Heaven, this gives them that option, which they could also abuse by, you know, possibly nading or flashing that corner to keep them off, and they could possibly get to underpass if they are given cover, and or if Ts just decide not to go for mid at all. This map is dependent on mid for CTs. CTs want to keep mid control, or at least as much as they can, because T's could easily take control, but it takes time to do that, which is the whole goal of that. Oh yeah, underpass. This place, love it. It's just really good connector. I think I like the thought of it, the ability for T's to quickly take it and give them another angle to fight from it mid, work their way up to this angle, get some support util, smoke mid doors, cross into connector, maybe move up the right side here. One issue that I'm trying to work on fixing timing and still keeping it so they can't do it, I'm thinking of moving that wall from connector a little bit more to the left so that it allows, or actually moving this out a little bit, moving this to the left, allow for CTs to actually see T's in more of a lane before they can get here, because it's about 2.5 seconds from that point to be fully protected, and then they get complete control. It can dash up into connector here, which is actually a valid play. If, again, CTs, I've seen a lot of scrims, for some reason, CTs just completely giving up mid control. It's understandable because, you know, you haven't even played this map much. So, yeah, you got a climbable dumpster here, by the way, if you can hit the angle just right. It doesn't offer much. If you just sprint it out, sprint down the staircase here, you can get onto it. It doesn't give you anything, but I just find it cool. I like it. Then you've got, of course, the metal plate there, and the pennable wood doors. But again, these wood doors are only pennable with the AK and a revolver, and I do not plan on changing that. The only way that you can shoot through these doors with the M4 or AUG is through the corner.